right to left. Three-man officiating crew gets everyone set. LaPorte, a defensive tip set up. Muth hasn't looked eye to eye to a guy he's jumping against all year. Gets two tonight, goes up, tries to control it in the backcourt, ball off somebody's hand. It's going to go off the hand of Randy Davis. Going to be slicer ball to start the ball game from the far end of the court. DeMuth got it, hit it too sharply for either Davis or Knickerbocker to get one off of Davis's hand. Knickerbocker on the dribble across the top of the key. Plymouth in a man-to-man defense. Left wing to Rich Leslie. Directs some traffic, goes down low to DeMuth. DeMuth fakes, has the ball knocked away from behind. Scrum underneath, it'll be LaPorte ball underneath.
But Plymouth gets their hands on a lot of balls. The JV team did the same thing.
So DeMuth thought he had it open, made a fake, but somebody came from behind, knocked it away. LaPorte ball underneath. Dunphy into the corner to Terry Bean. Terry gets it up to Dustin DeMuth. Dustin dribbles toward the top of the key, takes it hard down the right side, stops, finds Rich Leslie up high. Works off a DeMuth pick. Dustin rolls, nothing there. Dunphy left side to Knickerbocker. Josh on the wing, finds Leslie in the corner. Rich going to bring it all the way around up top, reset for LaPorte. Dunphy up high right side for the Slicers. Matt at the free throw line, flips it back out to DeMuth. Dustin sees an opening, goes to the bucket, gets the bucket, gets bumped, gets the bucket. Draws the foul, 2-0 LaPorte, and DeMuth will go to the line and try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
Plymouth does that a lot, try to set and take charges. And the Plymouth player who we'll find out, was down at the other end, number 44. It's
going to be Renz.
Wasn't set. He kind of slid underneath Dustin.
DeMuth's free throw up and good. LaPorte takes a 3-0 lead here to start the ball game. 7:11 left. Plymouth quickly up the sideline. Austin Hodges turns down a three, comes back up top here to Ryan Welch. Welch comes left side to Neidlinger. He goes in the left corner to Davis. Davis and Neidlinger are other scorers for this team. They go up top to Renz. Get it over here to Hodges. Hodges backs it back out. LaPorte going man-to-man here on the Pilgrims' first possession down.
Terry Bean is matched up with Randy Davis.
Davis on the left wing. Switching over him is Knickerbocker. Runs in, puts up a little running hook. Can't get it. High for the board goes Welch. His putback's up and good. Welch went up over one of the Slicers. Got the rebound. Banked it home. 3-2 LaPorte.
Welch is Plymouth's most physical player and did a nice job on the offensive board.
6.5 left first quarter. Knickerbocker into the corner to Terry Bean. Bean, couple of dribbles, finds Leslie up high left. Rich dribbles to the top of the key. Flips into the corner to Josh Knickerbocker. Dribbles to the wing. Sees an opening. Drives the middle. Has it stripped and taken away by Austin Hodges. Hodges kicks it over right side here to Davis. Randy Davis, free throw line right. Flips it down low to Welch. His little turnaround won't go. Rebound, Matt Dunphy. Dunphy on the run. Going to take it in. Free throw line. Kick it right side to Bean. Bean, a little trouble with the handle. Tried to flip it back to Leslie and threw it into the backcourt. He had a couple of mishandles last night. It's almost like a confidence thing now.
Well, you know what? He's just trying to do too many things. If he can catch the ball, he's quick enough that he can make the move after catching it.
I think he's making it. Catches it.
Yeah, and that usually doesn't work very well.
3-2 LaPorte, 5:50 left first quarter. Pilgrims to Renz up high. Flip it over here to Neidlinger. Neidlinger up top of the key to Hodges. Hodges on the dribble. Bounces it to Neidlinger. Backdoor cut's not there. Covered up nicely by Dunphy. Plymouth goes back to their offense. Back up top to Hodges. Gets it in the middle to Davis. Davis takes it underneath. Flips up a left-handed layup and scores. 4-3 Plymouth. Leslie across the timeline for LaPorte. Sees an opening, drives it down right side, spins in the middle, puts it up, can't get it, fighting for the board, ball squirts loose, rebound picked up by Hodges. Coach Wells wanted a whistle. Davis flips it over here into the corner. Three-ball Neidlinger, in and out, no good. Rebound Matt Dunphy. He gets fouled in the backcourt. Going to be the second team foul on the Pilgrims. I think they're going to get Hodges. It'll be slicer ball on the common foul.
It looked like Rich got fouled on that play down underneath.
Hodges first, second on the Pilgrims. 4-3 Plymouth, 5:13 left first quarter. Knickerbocker walks it across the timeline. Davis waiting for him up high. Josh on the dribble. Goes left side up high to Rich Leslie. Leslie on the dribble, top of the key. Finds Dustin DeMuth underneath. Slips under for a left-handed layup and misses it. At the right, he went underneath, threw it up left-handed, too strong. Here come the Pilgrims. Hodges turns down a three, goes up top to Davis. Davis. Right side, they move it back up top to Welch. Back into the corner to Davis. Over on the left side with Bean on him. They flip it back out to Jeremy Renz. Renz has Knickerbocker guarding him. Flips it into the corner to Neidlinger. Takes it to the top of the key on the dribble. Finds Davis. Randy back into the corner to Austin Hodges. Hodges pass into the middle to Renz. Renz pulls it out of the lane, tries to bounce it down low to Welch, gets it, kicks it into the corner. 3-ball Hodges. Can't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Matt Dunphy. Dunphy on the run. Going to take it all the way to the rack, going to lay it up and score. The defender fell down.
Yeah, Davis fell down. I think Matt was going to dish that off for a layup on the wing, but Davis fell down and he was able to get to the goal.
5-4 LaPorte halfway through the first quarter. Welch on the dribble up high. Gets it over here to Renz. Renz bounces it to Davis on the wing. Dribbles it around right side, right wing. Turns it back into the middle. Kicks it out here to Hodges on the left wing. Back up top to Randy Davis. Davis looking down low for a cutter. Can't find anybody. Now goes in the corner to Neidlinger. 3 balls covered up. Dunphy's got him. Neidlinger moves it back up top. Plymouth very patient, very disciplined. Will reset. They go to Hodges, finds Neidlinger, line drive, 3-ball, no go. DeMuth has a rebound knocked away from him. Davis picks it up, banks it home. 6-5 Plymouth.
Slicers have to stop those second shots. They did a nice job defensively, and then a loose ball rebound was able to be put back.
Dunphy flips it out here to Knickerbocker on the left wing. Josh up top of the key. Goes into the corner to Terry Bean. Terry fakes the 3, goes down low to DeMuth. Dustin lays it up and in.
Dustin's really moving well without the ball and getting some easy shots.
7-6 LaPorte, 3 minutes left first quarter. Ryan Welch up top, flips it over here to Randy Davis. Finds Neidlinger in the corner. He flips up a 3, can't get it to go front rim. Ball loose on the floor, out of bounds. It'll go to the Slicers. They rolled it off at Jeremy Renz. Going to get our first sub of the night. Brandon Elliott going to check in for Plymouth. Out goes Austin Hodges.
But Randy Davis really does, he controls the ball down in the offensive end about 60% of the time.
Wait, he is not very big, but he is really nifty with the bank shots. Little full court, 3-quarter court pressure for the Pilgrims. Slicers get it across the timeline to Leslie left side. Rich takes it free throw here, kicks it back out. Matt Dunphy loads up a 3, can't get it to go. Bean going to be fouled from behind. Terry went up for the rebound. Next thing you know, he was floating toward the bleachers.
Yeah. Matt Dunphy just wasn't quite set with his feet and his shoulders on that shot. Kind of rushed it just a little bit.
Fouls on Jeremy Renz. That's going to be his second, third on the team. Sam Falstich checks in for Plymouth. Ricky Dunphy checks in for LaPorte, as does Daniel Fleming. So on the floor now for the Slicers, it's Rich Leslie, Matt Dunphy, Daniel Fleming, Ricky Dunphy, and Dustin DeMuth. Fleming did mount it. Looking inside, having trouble, close to a 5. Finally gets it into Dunphy in the corner. Matt goes baseline, tries to flip it back out to Leslie. Ball just about stolen away by Elliott. Couldn't control it, knocks it out of bounds.
You know, the Slicer guards sometimes, when they penetrate, they get up in the air, and they have to be real careful tonight because Plymouth takes charges, and then they'll move without the basketball to get in the passing lanes.
7-6 Slicers, 2.5 minutes left here first quarter. Fleming inbounds to Ricky Dunphy in the corner. Ricky goes up top to his brother Matt. Matt on a dribble, working against Sam Falstich. Loads up a 3, in and out, no good. I think we're going to get Leslie up over the back. Rich got boxed out, kept it alive, but he climbed some red shirt. He picks up his first on LaPorte. 2:22 mark of the first quarter, 7-6 Slicers.
Boy, the pace of this game is dramatically different than last night's game.
Oh, yeah. Elliott walks it up for Plymouth. Fleming will pick him up at the 3-point line. Bounces it to Falstich. Falstich goes over right side to Neidlinger. Back up top to Ryan Welch. Welch left side here to Davis. Open for 3. Back rim no good. Long rebound picked up by Fleming. Dribbles it off one of the Pilgrims' feet. Picked up by Matt Dunphy. Dunphy takes it down left baseline. Flips it way over here to Ricky in front of the Plymouth bench on the right wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. Moves it back out. Ricky finds Matt up high left side. Dunphy backs it out. Matt Dunphy on the dribble. Leslie and DeMuth set up the top of the key to work that double pick. Matt decides not to use it. Now comes on over. Goes down right side. Spins to the middle. Puts one up under pressure. Has it blocked away. Here comes Plymouth the other direction. Davis bounces it over here. They're going to get a layup up and good for Elliott. Nice pass by Davis to Brandon Elliott. 8-7 Plymouth. Rich Leslie going to walk it up for the Slicers. He'll be picked up high. Goes right side to Matt Dunphy. Matt up top to Ricky. Ricky to Daniel Fleming. Fleming up high left side. Gets it back to Ricky Dunphy up high right. Drives down hard right side. Flips into the corner. Dustin DeMuth open 3-ball. Comes up short. Rebound picked up by the Pilgrims. On the dribble for Plymouth is Neidlinger. Going to take it into the lane. Has it poked away. Going to go out of bounds. It will be Pilgrim ball. One of the slicers came in from behind, poked it away. LaPorte couldn't chase it down.
A good hustle to get back. It broke up a 2-on-1 break.
We got Knickerbocker going to check in for the slicers. Out comes Leslie. On the floor for LaPorte, it'll be Dustin DeMuth, Daniel Fleming, Terry Bean, Josh Knickerbocker, and Ricky Dunphy. Inbounding for Plymouth, Sam Falstich. Sends Austin Hodges into the backcourt.
But that's pretty close to over and back.
Hodges on the dribble up high. Bounces it to Welsh. Free throw line left. Nothing there in the backdoor cut. Flips it over here to Tom Wells, who was open for the three, and Plymouth turns it over.
Yeah, they were looking for Randy Davis, and he had vacated the corner area.
45.7 seconds left here first quarter. 8-7. Plymouth leads LaPorte. See if the Slicers look for the last shot. Did that pretty well last night, finishing out quarters. Knickerbocker on the dribble up high with 35.
It looks like they're going to for the last shot.
All spread out. Fleming has the ball knocked away. Bean chases it down in the backcourt, trying to fight his way through the double team. Gets to Dustin DeMuth with 24. He goes left side to Knickerbocker. We're not looking real confident with the ball right here.
No, they're not.
Ricky Dunphy out near midcourt with 16. It's being hawked up high by Hodges on the dribble with 12 up to the top of the key. Clock ticks to 10. Ricky spins to the free throw area, kicks it into the corner to Dustin DeMuth with 7. Dustin to the middle, puts up a little floating bank shot, banks it home with 3. Plymouth quickly inbounds, three-quarter court shot won't go. We have played a quarter with the Slicers leading Plymouth 9-8. Steve and I will be back with second quarter action after this 60 break. You're listening to Slicer Basketball on 96.7 Eagle. Leading 9-8. Plymouth will get the ball to start the quarter with the alternating possession. LaPorte comes out with Terry Bean, Josh Knickerbocker, Daniel Fleming, Dustin DeMuth, and Ricky Dunphy. Pilgrims get it to Randy Davis up high. Davis goes top of the key to Welsh. They bounce it to Brandon Elliott. He goes up top to Hodges, finds Davis on the right wing. Davis tries free throw line right, dumps it down low to Welsh, kicks it into the corner. Tough pass to Brandon Elliott, who goes back up top to Sam Falstich. Falstich into the middle. Might have got away with a walk. Made a nice inside patch to Welch, who laid it up and in. 10-9 Plymouth. Just underway here, second quarter.
Yeah, Coach Wells thought he got away with a walk.
Looked like he did a little shuffle. Ricky Dunphy on the drive right side. Kicks it, tries to kick it into the corner. Has the pass deflected. Ball bouncing around loose. Picked up by Bean. Bean out to DeMuth, into the corner to Daniel Fleming. Finds Bean down low. Goes up over Davis. Can't get it. But Randy Davis going to pick up his first foul. Fourth on the Pilgrims. Terry Bean will go to the line for a pair.
They were very fortunate in not turning the ball over. Got the ball to Bean inside, who was guarded by Randy Davis, and he's stronger, and he took it straight up.
You know, you can tell Plymouth has scouted LaPorte. When we drive, the man's still trying to stop him one-on-one, but guys are jumping into passing lanes to try and stop those kickouts. As Bean hits the first free throw to tie the ball game at 10. 7:12 left, second quarter. Terry's first point of the night. LaPorte 2 for 2 as a team from the line. Plymouth yet to shoot a free throw. Terry's second won't go. It jinxed him. The rebound pulled down by Falstich. Elliott kicks it up court to Hodges. Hodges back up to Brandon Elliott. He's guarded by Ricky Dunphy. They go into the corner to Caleb Hayden, who's just checked into the ballgame. He's going to load up a three. Going to come up short. Long rebound pulled down by Falstich. Falstich back out to Hodges. Back to Hayden. He's going to load up another one. Going to miss it again. Rebound Daniel Fleming. This man with no conscience. I like him. From behind, Brandon Elliott knocks it away from Fleming. Tries to throw a pass up court. Tried to pull it back. Ended up with a double dribble. 6:46 left here in the second quarter. 10-10.
Plymouth, really, when LaPorte gets the rebound, they attack the rebounder trying to get the dribble.
Well, and, you know, again, that's scouting. We don't, do the traditional get your rebound, look for the kick-out man. Our guys are so small and handle the ball. Our guys rebound and take off. Terry Bean gets the inbounds pass, goes baseline, banks one home. Nice move by Terry. Good, strong baseline move. LaPorte by a pair.
He jumped around the defender.
Hayden on the dribble, up high right side. Brings it around left side, bounces it into the corner to Randy Davis. Davis backs it back out, guarded by Bean, hands it back out to Elliott. Rights it over here, Hayden. He loads up a three, going to nail it. Caleb Hayden knows that's, he's out there to shoot. He loads her up.
Neidlinger's not in. I think he's taken Neidlinger's spot in the offense.
Adding with the first three of the ball game for either team, 13-12 Pilgrims. Lob inside to DeMuth. Dustin gets whacked from behind as he came down. Plymouth came to close on him.
Dustin did a nice job of pinning the defender on his backside, and they made a nice lob pass from a tough angle, and Dustin was whacked.
Falstich picks up his first, the team's fifth. 6:04 left here in the quarter. Leslie checks in for Knickerbocker. I wouldn't be surprised, as you had mentioned at that last break, if we try to post Rich up a little bit. He is physically stronger than the guy guarding him.
Yes, he is.
Matt Dunphy inbounds to Leslie up high right side. Rich working against Haddon. Drives it down, kicks into the corner to Matt Dunphy. Dunphy drives free throw line, backs it back out up high right side. Kicks it over left side to Fleming, into the corner to Ricky Dunphy. Ricky back up top, Fleming. Fleming kicks it across the key to Bean. Terry drives right side, sees an opening, hop, skip, and a jump, lays it up and in. Bean had the big second quarter last night with 8 points against Maryville. He's got 5 here in the second for LaPorte.
And he's getting them all from inside.
14-13 slicers, 5.5 left here in the half. Up top of the key, Brandon Elliott. Elliott kicks it over here to Davis, fakes the three. Bean flies by, steps in, two-pointer, nails it. Davis is very efficient. He's got 6. Plymouth takes the lead back at 15-14.
Yeah, that mid-range game is almost a thing of the past with the three-point line, but it's real effective.
Matt Dunphy goes to Ricky Dunphy in the corner. Ricky dribbles free throw line right, kicks it back out to Matt. Turns down to 3. Dribbles it over free throw line right again, backs it back out, picks up his dribble, hands it back to Ricky up high. Ricky goes top of the key, spins back to the right, finds Matt on the right wing. Matt looking down low for Bean, nothing there, drives the middle, flips it to Leslie in the corner. Rich, 3-ball, back of the rim, no good. Bean with a rebound for the Slicers. Terry kicks it back out. Ricky Dunphy loads up a 3, doesn't get it there. Rebound pulled down by Elliott. Couple of good looks, maybe second night of a 2-game weekend legs there in a couple of those.
They were both short.
15-14 Plymouth. They've got the ball, they find Davis. Davis loads up a 3, bango. Randy Davis has 9. Plymouth stretches their lead to 18-14 with 4:25 left in the half.
When Davis catches the ball, he's balanced, ready to shoot.
Matt Dunphy tries to turn the corner on Elliott. Can't get it done. Backs it back out. Matt flips it across the key to Daniel Fleming with 4:12. Daniel drives it right side, gets it over to Bean. Terry puts up a 17-footer, nails it. Terry Bean with all 7 slicer points this quarter, cuts the Pilgrim lead to 2.
He's keeping LaPorte in the ballgame right now with his scoring.
18-16 Plymouth as we go inside halfway through the quarter. Wide open for a 3's Elliott. LaPorte doesn't get out on him, and he nails it. It's 21-16 just that quickly.
Yeah, the other scorers are keeping the slicers honest.
Matt Dunphy up top on the dribble. Tries to kick it over to Ricky, and instead throws it over to Coach Scott. I guess they threw a pass to Coach Wells. We threw one to Coach Scott. We fricked when we thought we were in a frack.
Yeah, exactly.
Daniel Fleming and Ricky Dunphy sit down for LaPorte. On the floor now for the Slicers. Terry Bean, Josh Knickerbocker, Matt Dunphy, Rich Leslie, and Dustin DeMuth. Neidlinger in the backcourt bounces it on over to Austin Hodges.
Randy Davis is out of the game right now. Slicers have to make a run right here.
Pilgrims bounce it up high left side, Brandon Elliott. Elliott at the top of the key with Knickerbocker on him. Goes over here right side to Hodges. Fakes DeMuth off his feet. Flips it free throw line to Ryan Welch. Turns down an open shot. Goes back to Elliott. They get it over here to Neidlinger. Open for 3. Air mails it. Rebound DeMuth. Dustin comes out dribbling. On to run down to the right side. Coming up from behind. Knocking it loose is Hodges. Plymouth gets the turnover. Neidlinger going to take it down. Going to lay it up. Going to score. Somebody's got to tell Dustin somebody's coming from behind. 3 minutes left here first half. 23-16 Plymouth. LaPorte calls a timeout. We'll send it back to the studio for this 60-second break. You're listening to Slap Basketball on 96.7.
You can choose where to have your car repaired. The choice is yours. It's the law. Consider us at D&D Auto Body, located next to Indian Trail Elementary School in Stillwell. Call 369-1339.
We're back at Slicer Gym. LaPorte comes out of the timeout, brings it across the timeline. Plymouth playing a trapping man-to-man, really coming and picking up aggressively out here at the top of the key. Knickerbocker hands it over to Matt Dunphy. Matt takes it right down the middle, puts up a little floater. Offensive foul, Matt Dunphy. Dunphy picks up his first, second on the Slicers. 2:29 left here, second quarter, 23-16 Plymouth. Tom Wells not happy with that whistle.
And Plymouth being 7 ahead is a lot different than Maryville being 7 ahead because Plymouth limits the possessions.
Hodges brings it up for the Pilgrims. LaPorte still man-to-man. They go left side, Neidlinger. Up top of the key to Welch. They find Davis over on the wing. Davis with Bean on him, ball above his head. Free throw line, kicks it into the corner. Going to get an open shot from Elliott. Can't get it to go. Welsh with a good position to rebound. Has the ball stripped away. It'll go to LaPorte. DeMuth and Matt Dunphy got hands in there. Knocked it off of Welsh. Went down off his foot. Slicer ball.
Third turnover for Plymouth. LaPorte has 6.
2:05 left here. First half, 23-16 Pilgrims. Leslie up high left side as the ball knocked loose by Davis out of bounds. Rich will have it out of bounds over. Whoop, now Knickerbocker will step in over in front of the Slicer cheerleaders just in the forecourt. Knickerbocker looking for a friend, having trouble getting it in. Finally bounces it to DeMuth on the left wing. Dustin down low to Bean. Terry spins, puts it up, gets the bucket, draws the foul. Bean has scored all 9 Slicer second quarter points. Goes hard to the bucket. 4 buckets. He split a pair of free throws. 23-18 Plymouth.
For pre-arrangement, monument sales, and no obligation consultations, call Cutler Funeral Home at 362-2828. Cutler Funeral Home, where serving you with faith, compassion, integrity, and friendship has been their motto for over 100 years.
Bean looking for his 10th point of the quarter. Gets it from the free throw line. Plymouth's lead cut down to 4 at 23-19. 1:52 left here in the half. Davis up high left side on the dribble. Brings it over right side. Neidlinger up top to Welch. Welch with Leslie on him, looking for someone to pass it to. Still having some trouble. Throws it over to the Slicer cheering section. Good defense by LaPorte in the passing lanes.
They were looking for they had a double screen set up for Randy Davis in the left corner, and they couldn't find him.
1:36 left in the half. LaPorte trails by 4. They've got the ball. Matt Dunphy on the dribble. Plymouth jumps out on the double. Matt flips it left side here, Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker drives, middle, takes a running layup, can't get it. Bean's tip won't go on the edge of the rim. Plymouth pulls it down, big scrum in the middle. Davis has got it. We're going to have a foul on Bean. Terry tried to get it on Davis, got called for the reach. Slicer fans were hoping for a charge, but I think Terry got called for about the 5th time that Davis got whacked.
Yeah, and the reach came a lot earlier.
Boy, that ball, that tip by Terry, sat on the front of that rim for a second or two before it decided to fall out. Hodges up high right side to Davis. Top of the key, Neidlinger. He turns down a 3 from there. They work it over to the left corner to Haddon. Haddon back up top, Neidlinger. Into the middle. Backdoor cut for Davis, not there. Hodges backs it back out. Spins on Knickerbocker, goes up top of the key, Neidlinger. Into the middle to Welsh. She's got Leslie on him. Ball stripped away by Matt Dunphy. Dunphy on the breakaway, little trouble with the handle. Davis tries to cut under and steal it, can't get it. Matt scores. LaPorte has cut the Plymouth lead to 2 here, 23-21. Clock ticking down at 41 seconds left. Pilgrims will go for the last shot here of the half.
Slicer's on a 5-point run.
Knickerbocker goes out to pick up Hodges top of the key. They go Neidlinger left side with 32. Another steal for Matt Dunphy. Takes it in, lays it up and scores. 2 steals, 2 layups for Dunphy. Gives the Slicers a lead with 23 left here in the half. And Plymouth, a little flustered, gives it to their leader, Randy Davis. He brings it across, gets it over to Hodges with 14 seconds left here in the half. Very un-Plymouth-like there.
Yeah, they are. Slicers are being physical with them.
Hodges to Davis up top of the key with 7. Drives it right side. DeMuth cuts him off. Davis spins it back into the corner. Going to get a 3 ball from Hodges. Can't get it to go. Rebound Leslie at the buzzer. We have played a half with our score. LaPorte 23, Plymouth 23. Steve and I will be back with halftime scoring after this. 6 what he does, and Davis will pick Knickerbocker up at midcourt. Josh dribbles it down left wing. Finds Leslie up top of the key. Rich looking down low for DeMuth. Nothing there. Brings it back to Knickerbocker. Now LaPorte clears that left side out. They bring Bean to the corner. They kick it out to Dustin DeMuth. Dustin drives down right side. Puts up a little bank shot. What do we got? We got a whistle foul. Dustin may have been lucky not to get a traveler. He's a little bit off balance. Had to force one up. And might have been bailed out with that foul call.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, they fouled him, but there was nobody around him, and he was wide open for the shot.
So DeMuth will shoot a pair as Austin Hodges picks up the foul, his second of the ball game, as Dustin bangs home the free throw. He's got 8 points tonight, 24-23 Slicers. DeMuth eyeballs the second, and Dustin lips it out. Rebound to Ryan Welch. Slicers by a point, just underway here, second half. Pilgrims quickly up court, taken to the left corner to Brandon Elliott. He dribbles it back up high left side. Finds Davis. He's going to get called for the walk. Little stutter step, drug that foot. Tell you what, Davis, he was a junior all-star last year. Probably should and will be an Indiana all-star, but you lined up, whatever, all 20 guys dressed for tonight's game and said pick the Indiana all-star, he's not who you'd pick.
No, he wouldn't be.
He's just a little guy.
And Terry Bean is using his strength and quickness against him.
Knickerbocker on the dribble, tries to get it back out to Leslie, but stepping in, knocking it away, stealing it's Welsh. Gets to Davis, takes it up over Leslie, banks it home. Randy Davis has double digits. He's got 11. Plymouth takes the lead back by a point, 25-24. Stop and go move by Knickerbocker. He gets knocked down. Ball towards out loose. Ball picked up by Elliott. Nice bounce pass down low. Welsh lays it up. Can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up and in. LaPorte's turned it over last couple of times. Now they trail by 3.
It's one thing, they have to minimize their turnovers.
Matt Dunphy across the timeline. Goes left wing to Rich Leslie. Leslie directs some traffic. He's got Neidlinger out on him. Rich kicks it across to the right side of DeMuth. Right corner now to Matt Dunphy. Port looks a little confused. Nobody's quite sure where they want to be. Dunphy on the right side, out to Knickerbocker. Josh up high left. Bean's trying to set himself up down low. Knickerbocker having trouble getting it down. Comes up top to Dunphy. They're trying to post up Bean. Plymouth doing a good job keeping it out of there. Dunphy on the dribble, goes to the free throw line, kicks it left wing to Terry Bean. Bean drives the middle, kicks it into the corner to Knickerbocker. 3 ball, can't get it to go. Rebound knocked loose by Bean, but the loose ball's picked up by Welsh. Davis goes into the corner to Elliott. Elliott skips it across to Neidlinger, covered up quickly by Bean. Goes back up top, Ryan Welch. Welch finds Elliott, right side Davis. They get it down low to Hodges. Hodges with the Muth on him, giving up about 6 inches, goes back up top to Elliott. Elliott working on Knickerbocker, goes right side, Neidlinger. Neidlinger goes baseline, puts up a layup, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled out of there by DeMuth. Dustin comes out running, takes it down right side, puts up a little floater, offensive foul DeMuth. Boy, I'll tell you, that sure looked like that Elliott might have slid under there a little bit. Tom Wells not very happy.
Yeah, it did look like Elliott slid under there, and maybe because Dustin wasn't vertical when he went up, because he was leaning towards the basket.
So the Pilgrims get it. First foul on DeMuth, first on LaPorte here in the second half. Plymouth across the timeline to Davis up high left. Comes back up top to Neidlinger, kicks it across the key to Elliott, right side to Welsh. Welsh up top, Austin Hodges. Little backdoor cut toward Elliott, covered up, brings it back out. They find Davis at the top of the key. 27-24 Plymouth. 5:12 left in the third. Neidlinger open for 3, can't get it to go. Rebound, Matt Dunphy. Dunphy on the run from LaPorte. Pulls up top of the key, goes left side, Bean. Terry drives the middle, skips it back out. Terry going to get called for a walk. Bean went in, just didn't get that jump stop down in time. Kicked it over to Ricky Dunphy, but the whistle was blown.
Slicers have turned the ball over 4 times in this quarter.
5:03 left. 27-24 Plymouth. LaPorte with only a free throw to show for 3 minutes of play here in the second half. Pilgrims working the perimeter with the 3-point lead. They come up top here to Hodges. Hodges with Dunphy on him, down low to Welch. Slicers double team, ball knocked loose by Ricky Dunphy. Welch picks it back up. Pilgrims go into the corner. Davis 3-ball, got it. Boy, you can't lose track of him. He's got 14. Plymouth runs their lead to 6 at 30-24. Matt Dunphy across the timeline, dribbles it up high over to the right side, turns the corner into the right corner, picks up his dribble, gets it back up top, Dustin DeMuth. Dustin at the top of the key with Brandon Elliott on him. Dribbles into the free throw area, jump stops, kicks it back out. They're going to call Dustin for a walk. Boy, LaPorte just looks tentative with the ball. Plymouth not doing anything better, different defensively. LaPorte just doesn't look comfortable with what they're trying to do.
The only thing Plymouth has done is put their little guys on our big guys who are outside. We might need to invert it and put our big guys inside to get a better matchup.
30-24 Pilgrims. They've outscored LaPorte 7-1 here to start the third quarter, about halfway through the third.
LaPorte's got to keep in touch with Plymouth here and not let them get a double-digit lead.
Neidlinger to Falstich. Falstich back up to Davis. Ricky Dunphy working on Davis. He goes back up top here to Sam Falstich. They work it over here left side to Renz. Renz into the middle, and Neidlinger takes it in, loses a handle, knocked loose by DeMuth. It'll be Pilgrim ball underneath. Looked like he did a little shuffle there.
Yeah, and Neidlinger's had kind of an off game. He hasn't shot the ball very well at all.
Falstich inbounded for Plymouth. Kicks it into the corner to Hodges. Hodges comes up top to Jeremy Renz. Renz with Daniel Fleming on him. Goes into the corner, Neidlinger. Neidlinger with Ricky Dunphy on the left wing, drives to the free throw area, takes it right side, flips it out here to Austin Hodges. Hodges fakes the drive, backs it back out, finds Renz up top, bounces it over to Falstich. Nothing down low. They get it to Renz, free throw line right. Dribbles over free throw line left, gets to Neidlinger, Bean covers it. They work it around, wide open three turned down by Hodges, backs it back out, gets it over to Renz. Renz bounces it in the middle, back into the corner now. And they work it back up top to Falstich. Going to get a three ball from Davis. Not going to get it to go. Rebound to Booth. That's a big miss and a big rebound. Justin throws it ahead to Ricky Dunphy, who got behind, lays it up, gets the bucket, draws the foul. I was afraid he was going to miss that layup because he was looking for someone to foul him. And he got the foul and got the bucket.
He got the foul on Randy Davis, and he was body hunting, and was he strong enough to get it in? Good defense by the Slicers. The Slicers are daring Renz and Hodges to shoot, and they've turned them down.
Davis picks up his second foul. Ricky Dunphy gets his first bucket, 30-26 Plymouth. Dunphy's free throw up and good, 30-27 Pilgrims. So Ricky's got his first three. Josh Knickerbocker and Matt Dunphy check in for LaPorte. Ricky comes out along with Terry Bean. So on the floor for LaPorte, it's Daniel Fleming, Matt Dunphy, Josh Knickerbocker, Dustin DeMuth, and Rich Leslie. 30-27 Plymouth, inside 3 minutes left here, third quarter. Hodges goes right side over here. Boy, they're just begging Elliott to shoot it, and he won't do it. They go up top to Falstich, back over to Elliott. Drive to the top, they kick it over to Davis. He'll shoot it if you give him an inch. He backs it back out. Plymouth works it into the corner to Hodges. Hodges up top to Falstich. Falstich tries to find Davis on the wing. Ball stolen away by Matt Dunphy on the low pass. Matt on the run up court. Kicks it left side, Rich Leslie. Leslie tries to spin baseline, having trouble with the handle. Picks it up, triple team, flips it back up to Matt Dunphy on the wing. Matt thinks about the three, backs it back out instead with 2:19.
Good decision.
Dunphy on the dribble up high. Turns the corner. Picks it up. Finds Fleming in the corner. Daniel tries to go down to low to Leslie. We're going to get a foul going to be called on Falstich. That's going to be his second. Third on the Pilgrims here in the second half. 2:06 left in the third quarter. LaPorte will have it out of bounds underneath their own bucket. 30-27 Slicers. Ricky Dunphy checks back in for LaPorte. Josh Knickerbocker checks out. Welsh back in the ballgame for Plymouth. Falstich will sit down. Matt Dunphy to trigger in for LaPorte. Matt flips it up high outside the three-point line to Rich Leslie. Leslie looking down low for Matt. Nothing there. Kicks it across the key to Ricky Dunphy. Ricky to Matt Dunphy up high right side.
Plymouth really gets in the passing lanes.
Dunphy on the dribble, works off DeMuth pick. They get it to the rolling DeMuth. Gets tangled up with Elliott. We got a whistle. Then an offensive foul on DeMuth. Kind of flopped by the Pilgrims on the first one. Good no call, and Dustin gets one. So DeMuth picks up his second offensive foul here of the ball game. Second on LaPorte here in the half. 1:46 left in the third. 30-27 Plymouth. Neidlinger checks back in for the Pilgrims. Walking it up is Austin Hodges. Plymouth by 3, 1:40 left, third quarter. Neidlinger on the left wing. Goes up top to Welch. Welch up high left side, finds Davis left corner, covered up by Ricky Dunphy. Drives the middle, takes it free throw line right, doubled up by Daniel Fleming. They drop it down low. Fleming doubles down. They kick it back over in a corner. Pilgrims get it down low. Neidlinger has the ball knocked loose. That should be Slicer ball. Wow. Yeah, Neidlinger knocked that out of bounds. It's one of those I'm not going to call a foul. I'm just going to leave you the ball.
Yeah, I think so. Slicer's doing a nice job on doubling up on Randy Davis when he's in the lane.
Neidlinger allows it in the middle of Davis. He can't get the quick shot to go up. Ball squirts out loose. Plymouth picks it up. Ball knocked loose by Ricky Dunphy. Picked up by Davis. Davis on the dribble into the lane. Puts up a little floater. You know he's going to make that. He's got 16, 32-27 Plymouth. Dunphy, right side to Ricky Dunphy. Ricky drives the middle, back out to Matt. Offensive foul on Ricky as he drove it in on the kick out. Another offensive foul on LaPorte.
The Slicers are going to have to be very careful when they're going in the lane, leaving their feet, because Plymouth is going to take charges.
55.9 seconds left here in the third. 32-27 Plymouth. And Tom Wells is not happy with these offensive foul calls.
And they haven't called a block yet. They've called, everything's been a charge so far tonight.
On the dribble up high is Hodges. Gets it over here to Elliott. Elliott with Daniel Fleming on him. Plymouth will look for that last shot. Into the passing lane goes Matt Dunphy. Steals it away. Flips it over to Fleming. He can't get the handle. And here comes Elliott the other way for Plymouth. Elliott goes into the corner to Davis. Davis kicks it over left side. Going to get a three ball from Neidlinger. Going to come up short. Rebound Rich Leslie with 27. Leslie on the run. Across the timeline. Into the lane. Kicks it out in the corner. Daniel Fleming open for three. Bango! Fleming with his first three. 32-30 Plymouth.
That's the first three for the Slicers tonight.
Hodges across the timeline. Gets it over to Davis with 8. Davis up high with Ricky Dunphy on him. Fleming ready to pounce. They go into the middle to Elliott. Into the corner. Neidlinger down low to Welsh, who lays it up and in at the buzzer. We have played 3 quarters with our score. Plymouth 34, LaPorte 30. Stephen I'll be back with fourth quarter action after this 60-second. Listening to Slicer Basketball on 96. Plymouth leading LaPorte 34-30. Pilgrims will get the ball to start the second half. Across the timeline comes Hodges. LaPorte with Ricky Dunphy really shadowing Davis. Randy Davis trying to keep him from getting the ball. They do find Davis on the wing. Ricky covers him up. They bounce it up top to Neidlinger. Big defensive set here for LaPorte. They go up top to Renz. Renz fakes the three, goes over back left side to Hodges. Hodges on the left wing, dribbles it back up top of the key. Daniel Fleming picks him up. On the dribble still is Hodges up high. LaPorte doing a great job covering people up. Still dribbling around their perimeter, goes over left side Neidlinger.
They're sagging everybody in the lane.
They come up top here to Welsh. They get it over to Davis on the right wing. Ricky on him. Davis goes baseline, tries to kick it out, and does to Neidlinger. Finds Davis in the corner, open for three. In and out, no good. Fleming knocks it away from a couple Pilgrims. Ball picked up by Matt Dunphy. Matt on the run, up high right side, flips it left corner. Daniel Fleming, three ball. Can't get it to go. Rebound pulled out of there by Neidlinger. DeMuth challenges. Neidlinger comes out running. He's going to run, take it down low. DeMuth steals the pass to the left side. Up to Matt Dunphy, fakes the three to Ricky. Ricky goes to the bucket, pull up 10-footer, won't go. Rebound Neidlinger. Those charge calls backed him off of going to the bucket.
It was a good decision to pull up. He just didn't knock the shot down.
34-30 Plymouth. 6:35 left here in the ball game. Ryan Welsh up high, kicks it across the key to Renz. Renz with Daniel Fleming on him. Bounces it into the middle to Ryan Welch. Welch has it knocked away from behind by Fleming, and he saves it into DeMuth. Here comes Dustin on the run. DeMuth down to right side, going to go into the bucket, going to lay it up. Hey, we're going to get our first block call of the night. The Slicer fans give the Bronx cheer to the referee. Renz picks up his third.
Yeah, it was the first block call.
So Dustin DeMuth at the line where he's 2 for 3 on the evening. He's got 8 points. 34-30 Plymouth.
For printing needs of every kind, choose Hawkins Print Shop at 315 Lincoln Way in LaPorte. Since 1980, they have been serving you with all your printing needs, including wedding invitations. Call Hawkins Print Shop at 362-5511 or visit them at 315 Lincoln Way.
Subs coming in as DeMuth misses the first. Dustin Eyes the second, splits the pair. DeMuth with 9, 34-31 Plymouth. 6:15 left in this one. Davis across the timeline, Terry Bean into the game. Guarding Davis, goes right side to Hodges. Hodges bounces it up top to Fallstitch, kicks it across the key to Elliott. Davis going to get a three ball, going to front rim it, rebound Rich Leslie. Leslie dribbling it across the timeline. Turns the corner, goes to the bucket, can't get the shot to go, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. That's a good way to shoot 50%, pick up a board. Slicers cut the lead to 1, 34-33, 5:45 left in this one. Pilgrims go right side to Elliott. Challenging to take the three, goes up top to Davis, bounces it over to Fallstitch, kicks it back over to Elliott. He's going to load one up, going to bang it home. We've been begging him to take it. Maybe we didn't. Elliott hits his second three of the night. He's got 8, 37-33 Plymouth. Leslie turns down to 3, goes baseline, lays it up and scores. Rich with 4 straight points, cuts the lead to 2, 37-35 Plymouth.
pace has picked up in the last couple minutes.
Neidlinger across the timeline, bounces it left side to Brandon Elliott. DeMuth still laying off of him. They go up top of the key to Hodges. Back to Elliott on the left wing, looking inside. Nothing much there. Finds Davis on the free throw line left. Back to Elliott. You're going to fire up another three. Going to hit another three. So 2 threes by Elliott. Double digits, 40-35 Plymouth.
And those threes will probably loosen it up for Randy Davis inside the key area.
Knickerbocker on the dribble into the lane. We're going to get a little bump foul out there. That'll be a common foul for the Pilgrims. We'll see who they get. They're going to get that on Elliott. Going to be his second. Fifth on the Pilgrims. Is that his third? Oh,
yeah, I think they called that one foul was on, not on Fallstitch, it was on Elliott.
40-35. LaPorte inbounds it to Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker drives left side, tries to kick it out to Leslie. Has the ball stolen away by Neidlinger. He's going to lay it up and score. Neidlinger with 4, 42-35 Plymouth.
That's their biggest lead, matches their biggest lead.
Slicers really need a bucket here with 4:28. Matt Dunphy, free throw line, kicks into the corner to Knickerbocker. Josh drives the baseline, nothing there, gets it back into the corner to Matt Dunphy. Sport really needs some floor balance here. They kick it over to Leslie, right side. Rich makes the fake, drives it in, lays it up and scores. Leslie with 6 fourth quarter points, cuts the Pilgrim lead to 5 at 42-37. 3-ball corner, no go for Plymouth. Rebound, we have a foul up over the back. I think Elliott may got a little greedy with that one, and Coach Scott's telling him.
I think that was a heat check.
Yep, not as hot as you thought you were, son.
He took it. He took that three-pointer. He was open, but his other three-pointers were taken after a lot of passes. That was about a 2-pass three.
Hodges picks up his third. That's a 16 foul on Plymouth. LaPorte will go to the line on the next foul. 42-37. Plymouth leads by 5. 4 minutes left in this one. Matt Dunphy up top. Drives right side into the corner. Dustin DeBooth. Dustin backs it up high right side. Bounces it down low to Leslie. Rich lays it up and in. Great entry pass. Great shot by Leslie, who has all 8 of his points here in the fourth quarter.
And Dustin DeMuth did a nice job of feeding the post.
LaPorte has cut the lead to 3. 42-39. Pilgrims into the corner. Turning it down again is Elliott. Elliott back into the corner to Neidlinger. Up top here to Welsh. Back to Elliott with Fleming on him. Tries to bounce to Davis and does. Davis goes to the bucket. Bounces it into the corner to Hodges. Bean went for the steal, didn't get it, but LaPorte covered up. Up top, Elliott bounces it to Welsh. They get it down low to Neidlinger, loses a handle. Plymouth turns it over. 3:18 left, 42-39 Plymouth, slicer ball.
Slicers have to take advantage of the possessions they're getting off these turnovers.
But they found Rich Leslie down lower. Leslie's found the bucket, hadn't scored all night, scored the last 8 slicer points. Dunphy works off a Leslie pick, turns the corner on the right side, puts it up in traffic, has it blocked, picks it back up, kicks it on out to Terry Bean. Terry drives the middle, goes in, lays it up and in. Bean with 12, LaPorte within a point, 42-41, 2:55 left in this one.
Slicers have run off the last 6.
Plymouth right side over to Brandon Elliott. He's hit 2 huge threes for them here this half. Turns the corner on Fleming, can't get the layup, gets fouled from behind. Fleming picks up his first. I think it surprised Daniel. Elliott hadn't even thought about driving all night, turned the corner on him.
Yeah, and he did. He did a nice job.
This will be the first 2 Plymouth free throws of the evening here for Elliott, who's got 11.
Professional Consulting is your hardware and software connection. They can assist you with scheduled maintenance, data conversions, PC repairs, networking, and medical software support. Call Professional Consulting at area code 219-362-6191.
Elliott's first free throw will not go. 2:45 left, 42-41 Plymouth.
That was a pretty good foul by Fleming. He stopped the layup, and it also gives the Slicers their 4th team foul. If they have to foul, we need to make sure that they're going to the line.
Second free throw rolled home by Elliott. We've got a timeout on the floor, 43-41 Plymouth. With that timeout, we'll send it back to the studio for this 60-second break. Slicer basketball on 96-70 Eagle. Just fought their way back from a 7-point deficit. Plymouth going to go with a 3-1 full court pressure. Leslie inbounds it to Matt Dunphy. Matt on a dribble, flips it back over to Rich. Leslie in the backcourt, kicks it back to Dunphy. Matt fights it across the timeline to Terry Bean up high left side. Bean turns the corner, top of the key. Picks up his dribble, finds Matt Dunphy with 2:28. Plymouth slides back into their man-to-man defense. LaPorte goes into their 1-4 set. Dunphy on the dribble, comes up top, Dustin DeMuth. Dustin drives it right side, kicks it over to Leslie. Leslie going to lay it up, going to score. We're all tied up. Leslie with 10 points here in the fourth quarter. We're all tied 43-43, 2:07 left.
LaPorte was fortunate not that Dustin didn't get a charge.
Randy Davis slides it back on out to Elliott. Elliott with DeMuth on him. We go inside 2 minutes. Tie ball game. Up top of the key to Welch. Welch with Fleming on him. Finds Davis left side. LaPorte double, triples. Trying to tie him up. Davis squirts free. Can't get the shot to go. Put back by Welch up and in. 10 points for Welch. 45-43 Pilgrims. Matt Dunphy across the timeline for LaPorte. How did Davis get out of that mess?
I don't know. He split 3 guys.
Up top of the key to Dustin DeMuth with 1.5 minutes left in the ball game. Dustin up high right side, goes into the corner to Leslie. He's going to work on Welch. Going to take it baseline, going to power it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound Welch. Boy, that one lipped out. Here comes Davis the other way with 1:18. He's going to go right to the bucket. He's going to get the offensive foul. I think Coach Wells is complaining, and the Slicer fan cheering. Finally got us a call there.
And that probably wasn't the wisest thing for Davis to do. With a 2-point lead, the ball's more important in their possession is to run some time off the clock.
Oh, Slicers turn it over on the press. Knocked loose by Neidlinger. It's going to go out of bounds and go to LaPorte. Slicers catch a break there.
Yeah, we sure did.
Wow, LaPorte, a little careless pass. Slapped loose by one of the Pilgrims. Plymouth fans thinks it rolled out of bounds off a Slicer, but the guy in a striped shirt does not think that. 1:08 left in the ball game. 45-43 Plymouth. Leslie still in the backcourt to Matt Dunphy. They get it across the timeline to DeMuth over in the corner. Just about bounces it off his foot. Tries to get it down low to Bean. Terry powers it up. Can't get it to go. Partially blocked. Ball picked up by Davis. And Bean's going to pick up the foul. So Terry Bean gets his first. Plymouth not in the bonus. They'll have it out of bounds with 51.8 left here in the ball game. 45-43 Plymouth leads it. LaPorte going to have to get a steal or get a foul. They've got one more to give before Plymouth goes into the bonus.
If they don't get a steal right away, they need to foul them to get the 6th-team foul.
Welch looking to inbound it, gets it over here to Davis. Brings it across the timeline. He's got a 3-on-1, goes into the corner now to Austin Hodges. Back up to Davis. Davis kicks it across to Neidlinger. Clock down to 42. LaPorte trailing by 2, hadn't fouled yet. Neidlinger drives it left side, kicks it back on out, and we're going to get a foul up high. That's going to be on Matt Dunphy, going to be his second. Clock down to 33.8. 16 foul. Plymouth will have it out of bounds. They'll start shooting free throws with the next foul.
Now the Slicers have to be very careful on who they foul. Try not to foul Randy Davis.
We've got a Tom Wells timeout with 33.8 left. We'll send it back to the studio for this 60-second break. You're listening to Slicer Basketball on 96.
Car insurance isn't about the car services. They want to work with you no matter what your income level to help you accomplish your financial goals. Now is the time to experience the difference at Grand Heritage FCU at 201 Cooler Drive in the Thomas Rose Industrial Park.
Well, Plymouth comes out of that time, had the ball out of ankle a little bit. But the Pilgrims out of bounds on the sideline. Ryan Welch to bring it in. Welch looking for Davis, flips it back to the backcourt. Davis chases it down back there. Going to get doubled up by DeMuth and Bean. Flips it ahead with 29 seconds. We're going to get a foul. Elliott, who didn't look very good at the free throw line last time, got attacked by a pack of wolves. He'll go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. He has shot the only 2 Plymouth free throws tonight, split that pair. But he's been their man in the fourth quarter, those 2 big threes.
Right, and in their game against Elkhart Memorial, and Coach Wells is going to take a timeout.
So we've got a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. We'll send it back to the studio. Elliott, who split a pair of free throws tonight, at the line for the 1-and-1. Can't get the first one to go. Rebound by Leslie. He gets fouled from behind by Neidlinger. Rich is going to go to the other end. He's going to shoot a 1-and-1. If he hits them both, we're all tied up.
Yeah, and Rich has done a good job scoring 5 2-point field goals in the fourth quarter.
So Leslie at the line, 26.1. 1-and-1 free throws for Rich. LaPorte is a team 6 for 9 from the line tonight. Now we've got a Plymouth timeout. And with that timeout, we'll send it back to the studio for this. Nope, it's a third. Rich gets it, spins it in his hand, takes a couple of dribbles, free throw up, and not going to get it to go. Rebound squirts loose, chased down by Davis in the corner for the Pilgrims. Davis in the backcourt with 22. We really don't want to foul him. He's triple team back there, dribbles around everybody, fires it down to the end. We're going to get a foul called on LaPorte with 17.7. Davis going to go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. Tom Wells wondering how that referee with 3 guys in between him and Davis made that whistle.
Yeah, and I think that he thought that Davis traveled.
So Davis will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. Well, you need him to miss at least one of these. You don't want to make it a 2-possession game with 17.7.
No, the Slicers do have 2 timeouts left, so they wouldn't have to shoot a 3.
Davis's first free throw, nothing but net. Kind of knew that was going to happen.
And that net didn't really move much.
He's got 17. It's 46-43 Plymouth. 17.7 left. If he hits this, like you said, with the timeouts, LaPorte can just go hard to the bucket. Davis hits them both. He's got 18. Plymouth leads by 4. Matt Dunphy in the backcourt. Plymouth putting on some pressure. Matt on a dribble with 14. Brings it across the timeline. Finds Leslie up high with 10. Rich going to take it to the basket, kick it out. Daniel Fleming in the corner. Can't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Davis. Fouled from behind by Matt Dunphy with 4.7. And Davis will go to the other end to shoot the 1-and-1. And things not looking good for the Slicers. Had a shot tonight. Missed a big free throw. Had a good look there for a 3 there at the end, but just weren't able to make the shots here when they needed to.
No, they have trouble with their youth and inexperience winning time.
18 for Randy Davis. Just made 2 free throws. He can ice it with a couple of more here. That's why he's the all-star. 4.7 left. Davis eyes the first. This one's up, and this one goes. Makes it 47-43. 4.7 left. Davis is second, up and good. Boy, he barely moves the net. He's got 20, 49-43. LaPorte out midcourt to Matt Dunphy. Matt into the corner to Terry Bean. Bean flips up a 3, can't get it. Buzzer goes off, and Plymouth moves to 9-2 on the year with a hard-fought 49-43 win over the Slicers. Steve and I will be back with our post-game show after this 2-minute. You're listening to Slicer Basketball.